Why was I not in the movie? Why was I not an I Am Road comic? A guy that travels the country minimum 15 weeks a year and used to live out of his car. I would go back to my parents' house on Mondays and Tuesdays because, clubs back then were basically, Wednesday through Sundays or Tuesday through Saturday. And so I would drive home to my parents' house, my mom and stepdad, and I would stay there all day on Sunday and Monday. And I kept on saying, guys, I'm 30 years old. Maybe I should move out. And my mom kept saying, you're only here 2 days a week. Go out, pursue your dream. Come back here, regroup once a week for a couple days, and then go back out. And I'm very grateful they allowed me to do that.
Did you ever stay at the comedy condo between gigs, like with the other comedians?
I never did.
Why not? The guys do that all the time.
I hated when they would do it. I would hate when the guy would say, hey, I'm going to stick around for 3 more days. I'd be like, could you not? I don't need you sitting around smoking or getting laid or whatever you're doing. This is my home for the next 5 days. I don't have people come over to my house like a flop house, so move on. I love the movie.
What did I miss? Like, give me some criticism.
You know what? I don't really know what you missed. I don't think anything was missed in the movie. I think maybe one more road dog would have been great.
Stanhope.
A Stanhope. Dare I say it again, me, or maybe even somebody nobody heard of that works on the road, like Mark Klein out of the Midwest, Mike Toomey out of Chicago, Steve Ayat out of Michigan. These guys that are still in the trenches, who are brilliantly funny. I think it would have been neat to hear their point of view as well, in contrast to the T.J. Millers, who's a movie star, going on the road.
Right. How much can I take from the minibar? Everything.
Yeah, everything. You can pay for that.
Now with the podcast and Conan and your appearances on there.
Yes.
How does that affect the crowd, their expectations?
A comedy club crowd? The comedy, due to the podcast, the comedy club crowd, for me, it's night and day. I went from being a funny white guy talking, which is on every comedy club flyer, to who had to please welcome Jimmy Pardo, where you have to prove to the audience that you're funny. They can't just take the club's word for it for whatever reason. To now, because of the podcast, there's minimum 50 people there every show that know me. So I know that there's at least those 50 that are going to support the nonsense I'm doing, and then everybody else is like, well, this guy's great. I mean, it's great. The podcast has changed everything.
Do you miss doing the road so much? Do you miss it? And what about today? No missing.
No, well, I go out once a month. I don't miss the road because I stay in it. I go out once a month. I'm lucky enough to only do Friday and Saturdays. I show up, I do the 3 or 4 shows, whatever they have me contracted to do. And I think that's perfect for me. It's perfect for them. By the 4th show, I'm sick of my voice. So I get out just in time so that I at least deliver 4 great shows.
These are clubs now.
These are clubs. And I'll occasionally do a small theater. But for the most part, I'm still doing the clubs, and I've done it a couple times where I'll black box a small theater in a city. Is it called black box or black wall? I think it's black box. I think that's when you rent the theater, and then it's on you to make your money back and then some if you can. I think it's done in Vegas. I think that's what George Wallace did in Vegas and Vinny Favorito. I think that's what they did, but then that's all on me. And if 140 people show up, that's because I didn't promote it enough, or maybe that's all that wanted to see me. But, once you pay for the theater rental and the airplane and the car and one time the sound system, then you're lucky to get out of there with some money. They said, well, you're bringing your sound system, right? It was like, I wasn't. I would rather be doing small theaters that were booked and all of it was done for me. I wish I was just inches more famous, so that if I did a theater, I didn't have to hound people on social media to promote it. I wish it wasn't all on me, which is, again, that's the great part about the club. If the show's at 8, I show up at 8:10, and the show's already started. I watch some comedy, and then boom, it's time for Daddy to do his business. And then, lather, rinse, repeat, baby.